when the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up.
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
That's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up. And Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call. And then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right. Hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Friday, March 6th, 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Coop, I need breaking news.
What already?
Already?
We're right off the bat. We need a breaking news sounder. It's 80 degrees outside.
Ah, yes.
It is 80 degrees outside, ladies and gentlemen. Feels good. Feeling a little Jerry Ricey.
Yeah, oh, there's a lot of 80s, right?
Oh, Chris Carter-ish.
Yep.
Yep.
A lot of 80s.
Yeah. 80 degrees.
It's nice.
Look at you. Of course it's nice. Look at you. You got your T-shirt on.
Yeah, man. Sun's out, guns out, man. You gotta go.
All right. Yeah, you too, right, Ryan? Look at that. What's your T-shirt say?
It says SLO.
What is that?
Stoplight Observations. It's a band.
Oh.
I don't listen to them, though.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's important.
Yeah, he's rocking it ironically.
Okay, that's...
No, I actually don't know any of their music. I just get like band T-shirts from my dad, and he's like, "Here, this doesn't fit me. You have it." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, then.
So I've got a bunch of shirts for bands that I don't listen to.
Oh, okay. Does your dad have any band T-shirts from the era that I might like? Like, you got any Sabbath or
No, he doesn't have
BTO.
He doesn't have any Benny Goodman. No, he doesn't have any Judy Garland.
Well, that's okay. Is the logo
or Betty Grable?
Is the logo for the band on the back or?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at it's been through the wash a few times.
Yeah, it has.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Coop, did you get your walk in today?
Yeah, I had to go for a little.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So we're getting ready to start the show, and Tom Bragg was in from the Dream Team. And he dropped by and he brought me a Hoover hat. So,
I see it.
So
in
you
there.
see it in there?
Okay.
So we're getting ready to start the show, and now we're on YouTube's and the Facebook Live and all the other the TV app and all that other stuff. And Ross says, "Put that hat away."
Yeah, we can't advertise.
Put that hat away. And I'm like, man, I kind of like it. I appreciate the fact that Tom, who contributes to our show, who was on midday today, brought me a hat, and I kind of it's kind of riding shotgun with me today. It's a symbol to the other. Outlets around the state that I'll accept hats. Yeah, I'll accept hats.
That's great. It looks fantastic there. I don't think there's a problem with it at all.
I've got so now I've got a Hoover hat and I've got a South Charleston hat. They can both go in the back seat. So it depends on what part of the county I'm in, to put the hat on in case there's some sort of a problem. You never know. Do you remember? We've been on the air for 13 years. I don't know if you remember this or not, Coop. In the early days, back in the before times, I said something about we've done many Hat Talk segments.
Oh, yes.
We've done many Hat Talk segments.
I thought when I saw that here that maybe that was just like your notice, like a flag, like today's going to be Hat Talk.
No. No. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, because there is so much stuff happening today. Anyway, get focused. Back in the before times, I mentioned on the air how much I really wanted a state police hat.
Oh, yeah.
A West Virginia state police hat. And literally within an hour, we had one. And
ironically, somebody stole it, but still.
Yeah, that was the ironic part. Anyway, I wanted to get that state police hat, and I gave that to my dad, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. I still have it. But we'll just put this one in the collection.
It's sort of like a white elephant limit. Like you can put out the clarion call for something. It's like I need, and if it's under like 1150, chances are there might be somebody that will eventually drop it off for you.
They might. Spent an unusually long amount of time today in the doctor's office.
Oh no,
I'm fine.
So
just
good.
relax.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Although a couple of things. Do you take your wife with you to the doctor?
I do. She does not come with me. I usually do go with her.
Why doesn't she go with you? I
mean, I'm a dude.
Well, listen.
The way the schedules work, I mean, she's usually watching the kid.
Okay. Oh, well, that's true. You have a kid. That's true. But for me, it's like if Linda didn't go with me, no information gets assimilated. I mean, if they ask questions of me, I don't have the answers. Did you bring your meds list? Blah blah blah. All this stuff. I don't have any of that stuff.
I have made sure that she
insurance issues.
Yeah, she has to look after me if I get out of. There's been one time while we were married that I got out of surgery and I was too loopy to ask the doctor any questions at the end of the thing, and things did not go well at home. She now makes sure that that she's there to make sure the questions are asked if I have to come out of some sort of surgery.
Well, this happened. It was an early morning appointment, and this happened, and I didn't expect it to happen. So I walk in, And they take me back, and the first thing they say is, let's weigh him. Okay, let's weigh him. And at that point, I reach into my pocket, and I take my phone out and my watch off.
So you can be weighed properly?
But I left my shoes on, I left my jacket on, but for whatever reason, I thought my health would be would be going back and forth on my weight of the phone and my watch.
It's the fat stacks in your wallet that you were worried were going to.
No, my wallet I kept in my pocket. Just the phone and my watch.
Your phone and watch.
Phone and watch.
You had to get rid of those, so the half pound that they added to you.
And
make sure.
And when I did that, the nurse and Linda both gave me the side eye, both at the same time. So it's been a day. It's been a day. Here's the other thing too. They always ask you that question about, are you getting enough exercise? But they didn't ask me that today because I was so ready with the response. Like, I don't know. I got about a month's worth of steps in from the parking lot to your office. Okay.
Nice.
But I didn't get a chance to do that.
That's a little passive aggressive.
I guess it was.
Yeah,
I guess it was. But we're making progress. In the waiting room, I did not see the pain scale.
Oh yeah, you always like that pain scale.
I'm not a fan of that.
But I do want to back up for a second. Are you concerned at all that they didn't ask you if you were getting enough exercise? Like, is it implied that? Well, obviously.
Oh, Coop, guess my weight.
I'm not going to guess
your weight.
Guess my
weight, Coop, and win a tie.
Man, I gotta treat you like my wife, man. 175.
No, you got to go a little higher than that.
215.
Very close.
Okay.
Okay. Ryan, guess my weight and win a tie.
200.
No, that's no.
220?
Higher.
235.
230?
No. But about probably. Well, let's see. If I'd taken my
300, 300. Going once, going twice.
If I'd taken my shoes off and put my wallet down, it'd probably be around 226.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It's hard to.
Well, that's like 199 if you take the fat stacks out of your wallet.
That's true. That's true too.
That's good.
It's difficult to try to guess my weight because I'm kind of a tall guy.
You're tall, yeah.
Yeah, tall guys are kind of difficult to try to guess.
Agreed.
But anyway, I escaped, and everything's fine. Everything's fine.
So no lumbago?
Lumbago. No lumbago.
And you didn't have to use the pain scale. So
didn't have to use the... Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Not a fan
I'll be
of
honest,
that.
my daughter really likes it.
Really? Because it's a cartoon.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she just likes the scale in general because she communicates in that way very well with us. So it's like, honey, how you feeling? Oh, not great. Is it bad? Is it like a 2? And she's like, maybe a 3. It's like, okay, we'll keep an eye out. She's pretty good about that.
Well, I hate to. You know what? That's the worst thing. I hate to hear anything about children in pain.
Yeah, luckily she's. We've all been healthy for like a week now. It's been
for a week.
For the first time this year, we've all been healthy for multiple days. It's been nice.
Dave, when you get a shot at the doctor's office, do they have to distract you with a little hand puppet?
No. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they should.
Yeah.
Maybe they should. But anyway, that's all taken care of.
Do you get a lollipop afterwards?
If I do, I take it home, put it in the stash because you never know. You never know. Never know. Well, Coop, we got so much stuff to. Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you. I was driving. Were you listening to the Reds game last night when you were driving home? Because the Reds game was on ESPN radio.
Yeah, a little bit because it was that all those home runs were being hit and stuff.
I literally didn't even know the game was on, and as I got back to South Charleston, it was a walk-off home run.
Yep.
I think the Reds won the game like 29-28 or something.
It was crazy
against the Dodgers.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You know what? That was a perfect ending to a spring training game because the fans at that point have no idea who's on the field. They're just wondering, like, they're looking for their keys. And, in a regular season game, there's a lot of fan excitement. In a spring training game, if somebody walks off with a home run, it's kind of like you're looking over your shoulder like, hey, good.
The one nice thing about it is for a Reds fan, it's always nice to see Reese Hines get a hold of one because he can hit them a country mile.
Yeah.
He can hit those things a long, long way. It looked good.
Yeah, I was listening to the Cowboy.
You have to hit the ball to get them there, but it looks good.
The Cowboy was talking about those walks. They're going to come back to beat you every time.
Every time
those walks are going to come back to beat you.
You're getting better.
What you're going to find is you put those guys on base.
That's the first time I think I've ever heard you do a voice impression.
That's a pretty good one.
Actually, if you check it, it's pretty close.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty close.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you're getting there.
Brad Howe today, he's putting the hours in.
Oh, man.
You know?
Brad always does.
He's putting the hours in. He may be listening now. If he is, I just want to let him know, man.
Is he being tortured somewhere?
Well, no. No, he called the noon game on the Mountain East
That's
tournament,
right, yeah.
right? And he's doing color on the WVU basketball game tonight, which is an 8 o'clock start. And he's going to drop by our show. Well, he's not physically going to drop by, but he's going to be on the show at 5 o'clock. 2 games in a day, plus a radio show appearance. Color me impressed.
I wonder if he'll get your name right every time. If I tried to do that, I'd be like my grandma when all the grandkids were in the house and call each grandkid by the other names until she finally got to the right one.
Man, there is so much stuff going on today. I mean, it's crazy. You got the WVU basketball game tonight against UCF. You've got Marshall women's basketball. Their game is over. We'll give you the details on that. Marshall women's basketball in the Sun Belt tournament. You got WVU women's basketball in the Big 12 tournament at 6:30 today. You've got college baseball. WVU's playing Columbia right now. Marshall's going to play St. Bonaventure starting at 6 o'clock. You've got the WBC with the Team USA is playing Brazil tonight. Jason Tatum is coming back for the Celtics.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So, that's a pretty big story. High school basketball. Did you see what GW did to Morgantown last night?
Yeah, wow.
That was a little bit of a surprise.
Big surprise, yeah.
Didn't quite see that. Things happen on the hill, Coop.
Sure.
Things happen up on the hill. So I was a little bit surprised. That kind of gives you a little bit of something with the boys tournament coming up. We got any basketball tonight? Now, Jeff had the South Charleston game last night, right?
Yes.
So they advanced. They beat St. Albans last night. What do you think about Capital getting beat?
Yeah. I guess
apparently all the chatter of the state getting behind the Cougs didn't really pay off last night.
And once again, Dave, I'm not going to say it's your fault. but I mean, this is yet another one that you zeroed right in on.
Yeah, hammered that home.
And really helped out a lot there.
Yeah, hammered that home, no doubt about that. Oh, and Marshall softball, home opener. That is this afternoon. So, man, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. You want to do the question of the day?
Well,
hey, man, when's the last time I did the proper setup of this show? Have you noticed I've been kind of phasing that out?
I mean, you could go back to any of the previous.
I've just been kind of phasing that out, just to see if anybody would miss it.
Phasing it out is a funny way of saying forgetting it.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
No, I think, let's get right to it. It's
all right.
good.
Hey, don't forget about our podcast. You can listen to our show at a time that's convenient for you. Check out your favorite podcast provider or just go to the website. Come on, wvmetronews.com. Hit that podcast link, select Hotline, and you're there. You can listen to any or all of our 3 hours every weekday afternoon. We'll have a look at all of today's biggest headlines from the state of West Virginia in the News Roundup, checking in on all the top stories from around here in just a moment. Coop, do we have news support today?
Yes.
Okay. It's been another busy news day here in the old WV. We'll get to the bottom of all that in just a minute. Things you need to know about us. Things you need to know about us. We don't take ourselves all that seriously. We're a politics-free zone. What you're normally going to get here is sports, popular culture. We're going to talk about music today. Hey, what do you know about Aristotle Jones? Is he bringing his guitar today?
I don't know. He sent me clips. What did he say?
He owes us a song. That's what he owes us at 5:33.
Yeah, man, he just sent us the regular stuff.
He's in town, isn't he?
He better be. He's supposed to be.
All right.
Was he going to do this from the road?
Could we send a car and pick him up at the red carpet, or just bring him over across town?
That's a good question. I'm going to have to ask him what's going on.
All right. If you got something on your mind you need to tell us about, hey, text us. 304-8255, 304-304, talk 304, or just tweet me at Weekley. I'm there, still there. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. This program's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We'll take you through the afternoon here in the Mountain State right up until 6 o'clock. And as it relates to West Virginia over the course of the show, we'll keep you updated on everything you need to know. Come on, local news, local sports, the weather, even some traffic tips to get you home safe. You doing the weather day?
I'm doing the traffic.
Traffic today? What time does that start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. This show is 3 hours
Eastern
long.
Standard Time.
This show's 3 hours long, and that's where my focus is now. What you do with the other 21 hours in your day, that's up to you. See, it's been
Sorry.
a while. It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while with that
Didn't have one
pregnant
ready.
pause and get the zinger in there.
Yeah, there was no props.
And it's none of my business. Dale Cooper's my producer. Yeah, you can find him on X at WV Hotline. Well, you're there. I don't know if they can find you.
Well, that's the show account.
Oh, okay. It's the show account. So there you go. Question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Personally, I kind of like this question of the day. Of course, I kind of like them all because I wrote them. Let's get a question out there today about something that may have bothered you as a child, but most people grow out of it. Most people. Turns out there are several high-profile athletes, actors, and singers who admit to being afraid of the dark. For many, this fear stems from a sense of vulnerability or a philosophical worry about what might be hiding in the shadows. You want some examples? I got examples. Anthony Davis, the big man from the NBA, the unibrow, says he's afraid of the dark. He can't sleep in a dark room. Something's got to be on, the TV, the bathroom light, some other kind of light. When he goes to bed, he blames it on scary movies, claiming he watched too many as a kid and it messed him up for life. Rafael Nadal, the tennis star, reportedly very uncomfortable being home alone at night, has been known to sleep on the sofa with the lights and the TV on because he's nervous about the dark. Keanu Reeves, despite his tough guy roles in The Matrix and John Wick, he admits he's afraid of the dark. Singer Katy Perry famously open about her fear, admitting that she often sleeps with the lights on. Perry believes there's a lot of evil things that go on in the dark. And there's a rumor that Thomas Edison was also very afraid of the dark. And some believe it was his partial motivation for his invention of the light bulb. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, is this. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? And do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beside your closest friends and family? That's the question of the day. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? And do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? To respond, you can text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. Tweet me. I'm on X at Weekley, WEEKLEY. Well, Ryan, were you afraid of the dark as a kid?
As a kid, yes, but now I've embraced it.
You've embraced it?
Yes, the darkness is my ally, Dave.
Okay.
So the next time you see a dark corridor, I could be there.
Good to know. Coop, are you afraid of the dark?
I think everybody probably gets some feeling when you're like in the dark and you have like space behind you. I think everybody's on edge a little bit. I'll take a flashlight with me if I'm going in the basement if it's dark, or if I went out in the backyard if it's dark. So is that being scared?
No.
I don't avoid it, and I'm fine if the room's dark or whatever when I'm going to sleep. But I'm not going to go rummage around in the dark on purpose or anything.
It's kind of a little altering to believe that John Wick is afraid of the dark.
I think we're all forgetting that a fear of the dark is evolutionary. It's not like something like, it's not terribly irrational.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is really true. A couple of quick things here. Marshall women's basketball in the Sun Belt tournament, they're donezo. They were upset by the 12th seed South Alabama today, 73-58, so their season is over. Mountain East Conference, the men's quarterfinals today. Fairmont State, they got a tough game from Frostburg, but they win the game 80-77. Frostburg State had a 5-point lead at halftime, but the Fighting Falcons come storming back and they win and advance 80-77. We'll keep you updated. We'll give you some details on these games. Also, we'll keep you updated on all the other stuff that's going on, including college baseball today. Let's take a quick break. We're coming back with more in just a moment.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
It's 2 hours of sports conversation to wrap up your weekend. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Sportsline. Hey, this is Travis Jones. Join myself and Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock as we wrap up the sports weekend. We talk Mountaineers, high school, Mountain East Conference, and the latest in the national scene. The Sunday Sportsline is listener interactive. You can call or text the show at 304-TALK-304. It's a perfect weekend sports wrap-up on your favorite Metro News affiliate, or watch the show at WVMetroNews.com.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Moving Day, a walk for Parkinson's, is happening around the country. More than just a walk. Moving Day is a fun experience that unites the community in the fight against Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's doesn't stop, and neither will we. So let's get moving. Join the Parkinson's Foundation to learn more and register for an event in your area at movingdaywalk.org. That's movingdaywalk.org.
Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Montague County Sheriff Todd Forbes says there's a real bad pothole on Interstate 79 just south of the I-68 split near Morgantown. How bad?
We've had, at the 148, we've had 32 cars reported damage since the first of the month, including 18 in one incident. And that doesn't even count what's happened so far today.
Forbes has a deputy on the scene trying to help out. He says he hopes the DOH continues to try to work on that. They have tried to fill the hole, but it keeps coming open. State lawmakers emptying out the state capitol this afternoon after a few committees and floor sessions earlier today. The House Education Committee did pass a Senate bill this afternoon, but made major changes to it that would allow county school districts to change their school calendars from days to hours. Kanawha County Delegate Mike Pushkin says he does like the flexibility the bill provides, but he has some concerns.
It does result in a 4-day week. That we do not have adequate child care options in this state.
The House Education Committee, again, did significantly change the bill that passed the Senate. A reflective ceremony earlier today outside the state capitol when those who took part in the 10th annual U.S. Marshals Fallen Heroes Honor Run finished their Kanawha Boulevard course. Among those remembered and honored today, former Charleston police officer Cassie Johnson, who died after being shot in late 2020. We have a gallery of photos of the run at WVMetroNews.com. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate!
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Clendenin area resident Angela Bourne had a lot of friends in their mourning today. She was the victim in that fiery crash Thursday afternoon on Interstate 64 near Hurricane. Sheriff's deputies say an out-of-control driver running from police slammed into the back of Bourne's vehicle, causing her death. Many knew Bourne for the strawberries she sold or the farm and bed and breakfast she and her husband ran in the Clendenin area, or for the 6 children the couple has raised. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where firsthand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
All right, welcome back to the show. We have got the Sound of Sports coming up in a bit. We have got the follow-up file. Ryan has got a video game report. Coming in hot with a video game report.
Yes.
We'll do that in a sec. Coop, Todd from Hedgesville just sent us the most interesting question.
Oh.
It's a baseball question, so it gets pushed right to the top of the top of the show here. 301-221. Guys, who do you think has the most regular season wins this year? Pirates, Reds, O's, or Nats? Thanks, Todd in Hedgesville. That's a very, very good question. I've got my answer. What do you think, Coop? Who has the most wins? Pirates, Reds, O's, or Nats this year?
Man, they're all at various stages of a rebuild. I mean, the O's were great just a couple seasons ago, so you would have to think that maybe they're not too far away from reloading. And they made a couple pretty good signings in the offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I think they could all be pretty close in total wins.
I don't think they're going to be close.
You don't think so?
I don't think. Let me ask you this. Put those 4 teams in terms of projected wins in order. Pirates, Reds, O's, and Nats.
Oh, geez. It would probably have to be. It seems like
I'm going to scribble these down on my notepad.
Yeah, right.
We can refer to these later.
I'm drawing a blank on the Nats offseason, so I'm not real sure how they did on the offseason. To be honest with you. I know the O's had, so I'm going to go O's, Nats, Pirates, Reds, because I'm always.
You got the Reds last.
I'm never going to put them first, man, because it's a curse. So I'm always going to put them last. It may not be my authentic thought, but I'm not going to risk that curse.
All right.
If I put them ahead of the Pirates, and it's going to be like, oh, well, you picked them to finish ahead of the Pirates at the beginning of the season. I'm not doing it. All
right, so just to recap, you've got it O's. Who's
Nats.
Nats,
Pirates, Reds.
Nats, Pirates, Reds. Okay. I'll go this way. I've got it O's, Reds, Bucks, Nats. All right. Wake me up when we get to October.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. Do we have the video game music?
Sure.
Right.
Somewhere around here.
Yeah, oh, there it is. All right, so what's up? What's the video game report? What's going on?
Remember a few reports ago where I talked about High Guard and how it sucks?
Yes.
Well, it's dying, Dave. You know how people remember days when they're born? Birthdays, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine knowing what day you were going to die.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Is that unprecedented?
No, because it happened to Concord, which very similar situation, although to Highguard's credit, it lasted longer than Concord. It came out on January 26th, and it is going to be officially put to death on March 12th. I should have phrased that softer, but so be it.
Okay.
So people will no longer be able to purchase it, and the multiplayer servers are going to shut down, and I don't know how to feel about this situation, because it's happened twice now with a supposedly AAA title, and I just hope it doesn't become a trend, because while it's funny to dunk on these games because they're genuinely bad games, it's also like not good precedent for the industry.
There was something interesting that Ryan brought up to me when he was talking about this game being executed.
Executed.
There was one thing that he brought up to me that I thought was interesting. He said it was similar to like a cash grab, like where they scheme to get people to invest in like microtransactions and stuff like that in a cheaply made world, and then suddenly they pull the rug. Basically, it's like a rug pull, but it's not working. They're not making the money while doing it, but it has that vibe.
Yeah, my exact words were, it was like a cryptocurrency pump and dump scheme, and where they overinflate the value of the video game, promise big things, comes out, some people will really like it, invest a lot into those microtransactions, like Coop said, but it probably isn't enough for the game to break even on development costs.
Yeah, see that, Coop, and Ryan, this is probably going to surprise you that my first question here was going to be, this is a terrible situation. I'm really heartbroken to hear about it. How can we monetize this?
I genuinely think that the studio is going to get shuttered, because that's what happened to Concord Studio, but who knows?
I was just going to say, with Ryan's expertise, what we could do is try to get in a prediction market for when the next game is going to collapse.
Nice.
So we can use this. That's how we can monetize it.
So was this a story that some video game sleuth broke, or was this the company itself bringing out this news?
The company itself, the official Highguard Twitter account, came out and say, "Hey, we got some sad news, guys. We're gonna close shop on March 12th."
With that being said,
yeah, and then they said like, "Hey, in the meantime, in the next 6 days, we're gonna release another character and new weapons." And I'm like, "Why are you doing that?
For a game that's going to disappear?"
Exactly.
Oh my gosh!
And then Dave brought up a good point with me when I told him that before the show. He's like, it's because they need those few extra dollars that they can get
just
out
like
of
you were talking about. Now, okay, one last question with this, because back in my day, if you bought a game and the game manufacturer went out of business, it was like, oh, that was sad, but at least I own the game.
Yeah.
That's not the case with this, right? When it goes away, there's no online world, nothing you can do.
Yes.
It just completely goes away.
Because
we don't own anything anymore.
Well,
we don't own anything.
That doesn't happen with all games, but this game is in particular. It's called a live service game, where in order to play the game, even if you're by yourself, you have to connect to online servers. And so, since they're taking down the servers, you can't play the game. You can technically own the game, but you won't be able to play it.
What's the point of that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a bad practice. I wish more people in the industry were like more cavalier about actual ownership of games. Most of the most popular games out there don't have this model. Except for stuff like Fortnite and Call of Duty, but most like single-player titles, they don't have live service models. They don't require an internet connection, and I think that's good, because not everyone can afford to. Video games are very taxing on like download and upload speeds for Wi-Fi routers and stuff like that. So it's not everyone's internet plan is capable of supporting video game multiplayer. So
good report.
Thank you.
And pour one out.
Yeah, or not.
Or not.
I mean, people like an underdog story, but people also like stories of abject failures, which is this story.
This is like an under the ground story.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a hard break here, and let's go into the Sound of Sports. The NHL trading deadline was today at 3 o'clock. That has come and gone. And from what I can see, the Pens did not make any major moves. We'll check on that. We'll start with the hockey. In Pittsburgh last night, Pens beaten by Buffalo 5-1. Sabres came up with a pair of shorthanded goals. The Pens lose back-to-back games for the first time in a month, while the Sabres have won 5 straight. Buffalo was also solid on the power play as Josh Norris finds the net.
Rink-wide backhanded pass to Bowen Byram. A return. Now it's Tage Thompson. Byram, one-timer. Saves. She lost the rebound. Score! Josh Norris on the rebound on the power play with 1:28 of power play time still remaining for the Buffalo Sabres, and they've got the lead.
Buffalo has points in 10 straight road games, matching the longest road point streak in Sabres history. Pens wrap up this 3-game homestand by hosting the Flyers tomorrow night. Here's Pens coach Dan Muse on last night's loss to the Sabres. I guess he was just speechless.
I think I may have recorded the part that I meant to cut.
That's all right.
My apologies.
All right, moving on. In Columbus, the Blue Jackets got a pair of goals from Matthew Olivier and topped the Florida Panthers 4-2. The two-time defending champs are in danger of becoming the first Cup-winning team to miss the playoffs the following season in more than a decade. Olivier sealed the deal with an empty netter with just under 2 minutes left.
An intercept by Coyle to Olivier. Scampers his way out. Charlie Coyle over to Olivier. Looking. Hanging on. He's in. He scores. Matthew Olivier. Second of the night. It's 4-2.
Columbus has won 3 straight. They're within a point of Boston for the last playoff spot in the East. The Blue Jackets host Utah tomorrow night. Women's hoops at the Big 12 Women's Tournament in Kansas City. Second-seeded WVU will face Arizona State at 6:30. The Sun Devils' Abby Elliott had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists en route to eliminating Iowa State 77-68 in the second round last night.
Using the shot clock, 8 to shoot. Elliott using the screen, rises, fires, and connects. State 16-13 here in the second. Elliott comes around the screen, got another one. Back-to-back jumpers for Gabby Elliott.
All right, and here is Arizona State coach Molly Miller on life in the Big 12.
You don't just look at wins and losses, you look how close the games have been. And I think that's a huge upside for this league is it's not only competitive, but you're looking at really fun basketball towards the end. And I think that's a strength of ours that, it's fun to watch because any game's going to be competitive. It's fun to watch because it's back and forth, one-possession games. And it's been fun to see these bottom seeds. I wouldn't even call them bottom seeds. This is an upset conference to me because any given night.
Men's college basketball. WVU hosts UCF tonight at 8 o'clock at the Hope Coliseum. Last night in Iowa City, third-ranked Michigan escaped with a 71-68 win over Iowa. Ade Mara on the business end of a lob to the basket, breaking a 66-all tie with 45 seconds left.
Mara, another 2. Third lob bucket of this half.
The Wolverines are now 28-2, 18-1 in the Big Ten, and they'll host number 8 Michigan State on Sunday. Baseball now at the World Baseball Classic in Tokyo. Shohei Ohtani for Japan had a night against Chinese Taipei in a 13-0 romp. 3 hits, including this grand slam.
Ohtani with 3 grand slams in his MLB career. Looking for one in the WBC. The 2-1 now. Ohtani lights it up. It is gone. Ohtani, of course. And the Tokyo Dome is on fire.
There you go. Ohtani, 3 hits. He was a triple short of the cycle last night. And finally, Team USA plays its first game against Brazil in the WBC tonight. The Pirates' Paul Skeen says he's ready to represent America in the upcoming tournament.
There's no bigger stage or no greater honor than wearing USA across your chest. I think another one is, I went to the Air Force Academy for 2 years, wanted to serve. I was intending on serving, ended up transferring out to LSU and won a national championship there and did some cool stuff there. But there was, a big part of me that was fully intent on serving in the military, as a career after college. And so this is it's not serving, but this is a pretty close second.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the follow-up file. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Zach Hupp, project manager with CEC. After graduating from Glenville State College, I took over my dad's surveying business. It was fulfilling, but when CEC came calling, I knew it was an opportunity I couldn't refuse. With CEC, I'm reaching clients I never dreamed of and seeing projects through to completion. It's more than a job, it's a new chapter. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament presented by the Health Plan is back at Wheeling's Westbanco Arena, March 4th through the 8th. Past men's basketball national finalists West Liberty and Fairmont State, and 2022 women's basketball national champion Glenville State will be featured from the highest scoring NCAA Division II basketball conference in the country. Visit westbancoarena.com for advanced tickets and Tournament Central at mountaineast.org for tournament information, stories, results, event schedule, streaming, and television broadcast information. Join us for the Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships presented by the Health Plan, March 4th through the 8th at Westbanco Arena in Wheeling.
MetroNews Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at wvmetronewstv.com to get in the action.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at wvmetronewstv.com to get in the action.
Message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Welcome back. It's time for the follow-up file. When we started our question of the day segment, we originally wanted to read all the responses, but we started getting too many to do that. Some would come in too late, or even after the show was over. We couldn't find a way to get that stuff into the show. Until now, with the follow-up file. Yesterday, talking about spring cleaning, 80% in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. The question was, where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? This got a lot of response. 724-880. Dave, that spot on the kitchen counter with the, quote, pile, unquote. Yeah, I think we've all been there. The pile on the kitchen counter. 724-970. Dave, can I have two black hole cleaning spots? One is my small third bedroom. When I moved into this house 7 years ago, I put stuff in there that I didn't know where I wanted to put it. It now looks like the opening shots of the TV show Hoarders. My second black hole is the storage room in my basement. It's just vegetable soup in there, a mismatch of random stuff. Not even sure how it got so bad in 7 years. Anything I can't decide to keep or get rid of just gets crammed in there. I need to be more decisive and purge things. Coop, I think we made some progress with that response. I think you're on your way to recovery there. 681-981. Dave, no longer in the 240. My cleaning black hole? Anywhere I spend more than an hour. Jennings responded to this one on X. He says, Dave, the laundry room in my basement. It's long overdue for a spring cleaning, and it's getting one this year. You go, boy. Earlier this week, we talked about daylight saving time. British Columbia has had enough. What's your reaction to the news that BC will permanently adopt daylight saving time starting this weekend? And how do time changes impact your body and attitude? 304-483. Dave, I don't care about British Columbia, but I get very depressed in the fall when we have to turn the time back. But I'm going to be really excited when we turn forward because the golf clubs and the grill are ready to be brought out. Man, I hear that. You are definitely right about that. 304-680. Dave, one reason we were told to switch back to standard time was so school kids could catch the bus in daylight through the colder months. Many, if not most, children are now transported to school via parents or carpools. I hope this is the last change. I do like daylight saving time because of more light in the evenings. That's from Bill in Somersville. Bill, good to hear from you, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. We had a question this week about AI. Is AI impacting your job right now? How important is customer service to you? Todd on X said, Dave, not a big impact on my law practice so far, but I'm beginning to incorporate it in little bits. Customer and client service is huge to me and how I try to distinguish myself from others in my field of practice. Oh, I think that sounds really, really good. Andy Smith on X. Dave, I'm retired and I can't answer the first question, but I recently went to a Burger King and didn't get an employee to even look at me. They were preoccupied with the drive-through lane. So I left and sought sustenance elsewhere. There you go. We had a question of the day earlier this week about Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points in a game. It was the anniversary. Do you think we'll ever see that again? What broken record, a record that'll never be broken, which one would you like to have? 304-282. Dave, easy. Wayne Gretzky, 2,857 career points. Man, I think you're onto something there. I think he's got 1,000 more points than anybody else at the moment. All right, we'll take a break, come back and wrap hour number one in just a moment. Stay tuned.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick on the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
All right, that's it for the first hour. We'll take a break, collect our thoughts, come back strong in hour number 2. We'll start with what happened in the financial markets today. It's been another rough one, I'll tell you that. We'll reset our question of the day, and it's Friday at 4 o'clock, and that means buy or sell. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson, out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
That's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here, is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Yeah. 10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up. And Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour.
Navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more.
From a Mountain State point of view, Hotline is a no politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? MetroNews Hotline, keeping you company in the afternoon here in West Virginia. on the Metro News Radio Network right up until 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Hey, wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. We're doing okay here in Charleston, and why not? It's 80 degrees here, right downtown at our flagship 580 WCHS, a couple of blocks down from Charleston Catholic High School. We have got a lot of stuff for you in this particular hour. It seems like Friday is always a busy show, and this one is no exception. We'll take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets here in just a moment. We'll reset our question of the day about whether or not you're afraid of the dark, and then we'll play some buy or sell. Buy or sell. We do that every Friday at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. A little bit later on, we'll get into the entertainment report. Pat Strader will be by at 4:33 with Beer Friday, and Lord, we could sure use that now. A little bit later on in this hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, the 5 Things to Know at 5 o'clock. And in the 5 o'clock hour, Brad Howe's going to join us. Brad's doing double duty today. He was doing color on the Mountain East Conference basketball tournament game earlier today, where Fairmont hung on and beat Frostburg State 80-77. And he's got the color analyst gig tonight on the Mountaineer game beginning at 8 o'clock with UCF. So a lot of stuff to talk to Brad about. That'll be at the top of the 5. We'll play in or out. 5:33, Aristotle Jones will be here. Coop, has he responded to our inquiry as to whether he will be here with his guitar?
I have not heard yet.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll hear it this hour. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
All right, we'll get the bat signal up for him. Also, Jeff Jenkins will have the rundown of the Capitol Report at 5:40, and then more of your responses to our question of the day. Let me give a quick update on WVU baseball. They're hosting the Columbia Lions of the Ivy League this afternoon in Morgantown. And Columbia ran out to a 6-0 lead. They put a 5 spot up in the top of the second inning. But the old Gold and Blue battling back, 6-3 now, bottom of the 6th. The Mountaineers have the tying run at the plate with a pair of runners on. So we'll keep you updated on that as we move along. All right, let's go ahead and get a peek at what happened in the financial markets today. Man, another rough one. Another rough one. So on the Dow, down 1% today, losing 553 points. The Dow closing at 47,501. S&P 500 down 1.3%, lost 90 points today, 6740. NASDAQ was down 1.6%, gave up 362 points today, 22,387 at the close. Everybody's concerned about the war, concerned about the price of oil, and we'll start there first. Oil, man, up 11.9% today, $9.59. WTI on the NYMEX closing today at $90.60. That is about a 45% move up year to date. That'll get your attention. Natural gas also higher today. Natural gas you can basically trade 23 out of the 24 hours a day. So this is just a snapshot. But at the moment, nat gas is up 5.6%, adding 17 cents, north of $3 now at $3.17 per unit. Amongst stocks of local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today, really not a lot of places to hide here. Caterpillar was down 3%, lost $21.36, $684.72 at the close today. DuPont was down 3.5%, lost $1.61, $45.12. Kroger up 3.7%, gained $2.67, $74.24 at the close today. And Northrop Grumman, as you might imagine, military stocks have done pretty well in this environment, up 2%, gained $15.13, $755.14 at the close. And Bitcoin today, no, not great. Bitcoin down 4.4%, lost a little more than $3,100. Bitcoin at $68,154 today per coin. All right, here's our question of the day. Question of the day. And we've had a lot of really interesting responses to this one today. There are several high-profile athletes, actors, and singers who admit to being afraid of the dark. Here is the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? Do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? Question of the day. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? Do you have a fear that you were ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? To respond to that, and a bunch of you have. 304 Talk 304, 304-8255-304. You'll find me on X. Yeah, I'm still there. Ad Weekley, Weekley, one word, 3 E's, Weekley. Ed on X. Dave, this may sound crazy. I have a major fear of passing semi-trucks on the interstate. I almost panic. Even worse if I'm the passenger. Even worse if he's a passenger. Hey, man, I can see that.
I'm not a big fan of it either. I mean, I don't know about anxiety, but I'm not a big fan.
On the other hand, Toddster says, Dave, I am the Toddster. I fear nothing. So good to know.
I am the one who knocks.
There you go. Well, let's get some Mose Allison rolling in here, Coop, because it's time to play some buy or sell. Oh, yeah, that sounds good, right? Sounds real good. Let's get into the buy or sell. Buy or sell today. I tell you what, all of our contestants / victims are here to play buy or sell. We do it every Friday at this time. We were thinking every Thursday when Amy Smith comes on the show to talk about the financial markets, why don't Coop and I do a segment where we use the same idea for sports, music, pop culture, and more. That's what we're doing today. Let's get started with buy or sell.
Oh, dear.
Coop?
Yes?
I'd like to hear your buy or sell topic.
Oh, you would. You would. Okay.
I'd like to hear your buy or sell topic, please.
Gentlemen, imagine FaceTime, but with lips. The Kissinger is a smartphone gadget with a pair of silicone lips that let you send a kiss over the internet. You press your lips to the device, sensors measure the pressure, and motors recreate the exact smooch on your partner's device in real time. It's pitched for grandparents, so it can't be creepy. As for also being pitched for long-distance lovers, celebrity fans like on OnlyFans, and imagine the implications with the endless configuration of silicone. So, my buy or sell proposition for you is the cure for the loneliness epidemic is remote silicone affection. Buy or sell?
I have a couple of questions.
Of course,
only a couple.
I have a couple.
I don't think
questions.
I don't think it has an IPO yet.
Okay, yeah. First, what is the cost?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this actually a thing? Is
yeah,
this really true?
I checked it out. It's actually been in development for about a decade. It's not a new product, but it's been this version of it has been newly released.
Okay, is this like walkie-talkies where like both parties have to have?
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So you get a device that goes on your existing phone. You know, so it's just like earbuds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Except that it has, and if I sent you visual aids.
Yes, I saw
So
it.
it comes with these lip-looking things.
Facsimile,
right? Of a mouth, and supposedly you would kiss that on one end, and then the other end would recreate that for the other person, so it would feel like they were getting kissed by the person on the other end of the phone. For grandparents, it can't be creepy.
But I think your setup involved OnlyFans, right?
Well,
you mentioned it, so
not only grandparents. That's just another place.
Okay.
That's just another place it can go.
I'm just
grandparents, OnlyFans. You know.
I gotcha. Okay, I'm out. I'm selling this.
Okay, so where do most people keep their phones?
In
their back pockets.
Yes.
With that device in someone's back pocket, it gives new meaning to the term "kiss my." You know what?
True.
I sell.
Somebody will probably sell that. Actually,
I'm selling. I'm selling
for a fee. You can kiss the butt.
So this is a very multifaceted issue.
Yes, indeed.
First of all, the name. I think the name is very funny. Not because of like what it is, but because of the late Henry Kissinger.
Right.
I thought that was very funny. But
it's only one letter off too.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
but regarding the product as it is, I've seen what it looks like. I know what it resembles. You can't hide from me. I'm selling.
Yeah. Oh boy.
There we go.
Oh,
so yeah, I just thought that I've punted this for 2 or 3 weeks, I think. I've had this in my pocket for a long time, but it was time to finally bring it out, man. It's time to finally talk about the Kissinger.
Bring it out.
So no buys, no takes.
No
takes.
No take. No take.
Bunch of healthy gentlemen.
Matt Guitar Murphy, what do you got?
All
What's
right,
your buy or sell?
I have been thinking lately of old games I used to play. I loved SimCity 2000. Loved that game. That got me thinking about Windows. not the ones you look out, Microsoft Windows. Do you guys happen to know right offhand what year Windows was developed? When it came out? When it came out?
95?
I think it's going to be before that. I'm going to say like 92.
Okay. Coop, any guess?
Coop, you should know this. This is your lane.
What is it again?
Windows.
Yeah.
Windows 1.0.
One was what was it? So not 1.0. You mean 3.1?
No, I mean the original Windows.
Wasn't the original Windows 3.1? I don't know.
No, it was 1.0.
I guess it should have been.
Came out in 1985, of November of 85.
Yeah, because 3.1 I think was 89.
3.0 was 1990.
Okay.
So 3.0 in 1990, you needed a computer that had anywhere from 640 kilobytes to 1 whole megabyte of memory. That was all. Windows 95 came out in, you guessed it, 1995. You needed about 50 to 55 megabytes of hard drive space. Windows XP 2001 was 1.5 gigabytes, which, for reference, you only needed 1.5 gig for Windows XP. I have 200 gigs of cloud storage for my iPhone alone, and that's just in the air. It's not even real.
I mean, it's
anyway,
real somewhere.
The reason I bring this up and I'm thinking about Windows, I've thought about the operating systems that I like or don't love. I don't really love any of the modern ones. Guys, buy or sell. The 1995 release of Windows 95 was monumental, but Windows XP was peak Microsoft, and it's been all downhill ever since. Windows XP, man, that was it. Clippy. Microsoft Office.
Clippy. Pour one out for Clippy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an Apple guy.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so I'm going to have to... Well, no, I was a Windows guy.
Yeah?
I was a Windows guy. I think you're onto something there.
Okay.
With 95 and XP. So I'm going to buy that.
Okay.
I think I generally buy. It's just everything's gotten. I mean, some individual programs have gotten better, but the combined experience has gotten worse.
Well, I don't care about the programs.
Yeah, right,
I'm just talking about Microsoft Windows.
Yeah, so the combined experience, and tell me why it takes so much to install now when everything you have lives on the cloud.
That's true.
You don't even own any of your programs anymore. It's all cloud-based programs. Why is the installs so large? What are we putting on our machines now? I mean, I know, but it's just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I kind of buy that. I mean, I think that XP was, again, it was sort of that perfect place for design, that it was really hard for the people. That was sort of everybody's default for the longest time.
There might be 1 or 2 computers in this building still running
There
Windows
most
XP.
certainly is. There most certainly is. And it's a very comfortable environment. I can
is.
sit down behind an XP computer tomorrow and figure it out without much problem. So I kind of buy that. I think that operating systems have gotten very bad. Maybe they're starting to get better again, or at least the user interface is starting to get a little better again, but they're very bad.
As the youngest here, I think I have a different perspective.
Should have known.
First of all, when we were guessing years, I actually just looked at your notes, and I still got it wrong because
Cheater.
I thought that 8 was a 9, and I said 95.
Yes.
But I think from a completely utilitarian gamer perspective, Windows 10 was phenomenal.
Okay.
I adored Windows 10, and I loathed the fact that I had to switch to 11 just because it wouldn't put out security updates anymore. And I mean, Windows 11, it's fine. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Is this the time to tell you that my desk PC here in the office is Windows 10 still?
Keep it.
Nice.
I am.
Yeah,
I
just keep
am.
it. But I think I'll sell, actually.
All right.
You know what I don't miss about Windows? Those moments where you try to shut it down and it says downloading 2 of 16 updates. You know, that kind of thing.
Every time. Or you get a Zoom call.
Oh, I don't miss that at all. All right. Ryan, what's your buy or sell?
All right. Dave, do you trust me?
Oh.
Now think about this very carefully. Do you trust me?
I guess I trust you.
That's a loaded
I trust
question,
you.
Ryan.
Yeah, I trust you.
That's very poor instincts, Dave.
Agreed.
So I'm not going to explain too much about this topic. I want your knee-jerk reaction. And so, buy or sell? People who wear Star Trek shirts are more trustworthy than people who wear Star Wars shirts.
Oh, that's a really interesting question. I'm going to buy that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy that.
Why do you buy that?
Because I'm old and I'm a Star Trek person.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think?
Any takers?
I think, as soon as you say you agree, there's gonna be like, well, what about so and so? What about so? But I think generally speaking that those in that wear the Star Trek paraphernalia and so forth, they know some things. They know like the rules of like Asimov's robotic rules and things like that. Generally speaking, although that's a different universe, they think about things from a Roddenberry perspective. I think maybe so. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll buy that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's the implication that Star Trek fans are more educated than Star Wars fans?
I would not say
shots
that.
fired.
No, I wouldn't go there. No, I wouldn't.
Shots
I wouldn't go there.
fired. I buy this because I grew up watching The Next Generation, and I trust myself more than other people. So therefore, I have to buy, right? I think. Math?
Man, I got to tell you, you know what? That's a really potentially could be a great question of the day.
Yeah.
You know, just like what are characteristics of both? What group is more insufferable?
Yeah.
Which
one's more moral?
Is Dave tall enough to do the Riker maneuver on that chair?
No,
probably not.
He also doesn't have lumbago.
No, thank goodness I don't have lumbago. Boys, that's it. That's buy or sell for a Friday. I tell you what, Coop, this has got to be a podcast, right? this one definitely has to.
I'll have to clear it with legal.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it interesting. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with the entertainment report in a moment. Thanks, everybody.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Nathan Adkins with CEC. Why did I choose CEC? It's simple. As a Huntington native and a Marshall grad, I'm thrilled to work in CEC's Charleston office, giving back to my community. At CEC, I dive into every engineering aspect, learning from West Virginia's best. Being employee-owned means that I have a stake in my future. We're not just names on projects, we connect with clients, adding personality to every job. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Don't forget about our podcast.
Check out your favorite podcast provider
Or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law.
On Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at wvmetronewstv.com to get in the action.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. West Banco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when 2 champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
USA.org.
ABC Entertainment News.
And the Oscar goes to...
More presenters announced for this month's Oscar ceremony. Past winners Robert Downey Jr. Anne Hathaway and Gwyneth Paltrow will hand out trophies, as will Paul Mescal, Will Arnett, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. The 98th Academy Awards air live on ABC and stream on Hulu on March 15th. The time travel romance Outlander returns to stars for its 8th and final season on Friday, concluding the story of the Fraser family. Sophie Skelton, who plays Jamie and Claire's daughter, Brianna McKenzie, says filming the final episodes was tough emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, every scene had a bittersweet feeling to it because obviously we've got such a big cast on the show that it was inevitable that sometimes it was going to be somebody's last day.
I don't think I would advise you to try and capture
That's
Lorne.
Paul Simon speaking in the new trailer for Lorne, a documentary about Saturday Night Live creator Lorne Michaels, featuring interviews with Tina Fey, Seth Meyers, Conan O'Brien, Steve Martin, and more. It arrives in theaters April 17th. And Pink Floyd's David Gilmour is 80 today. Andrea Dresdale, ABC News.
Andrea, thank you. We'll take a break here for news at the bottom of the hour. Come back, and it's time for Beer Friday. Pat Strader's next. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
For West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. The Pomeroy-Mason Bridge connecting Mason, West Virginia to Pomeroy, Ohio is shut down this afternoon due to a barge strike. The bridge was shut down a little before 2, according to the Meigs County Sheriff's Office. The bridge will remain closed as the West Virginia Department of Transportation comes out to inspect for any potential damage. No other information is available at this time. 4 workers are recovering today after an accident involving chemicals at the Marshall County mine near Cameron. The incident was reported around 3:15 p.m. Thursday afternoon at the Cameron Portal. Marshall County Emergency Management Director Tom Hart.
3 crews were responded to that call. The Cameron Volunteer Fire Department was notified as well, and the Marshall County Health Department's decontamination unit was also placed on standby.
Hart said the workers suffered from first-degree burns to second-degree burns. The type of chemical in the incident has not been released. And a pothole on Interstate 79 southbound in Monongalia County is causing damages to vehicles. Since Monday, nearly 50 vehicles have been damaged. Monongalia County Sheriff Todd Forbes on the Division of Highways.
They indicated they're trying to stay on top of it. The problem is with the rain yesterday that what they were putting in there wasn't really curing correctly because of the rain. Hopefully they're going to be out there again today. Doesn't look like it's raining.
You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Starting March 10th, Metro News brings you the 2026 West Virginia SSAC High School Basketball Championships presented by Chick-fil-A.
First title for Spring Mills and boys basketball.
The best teams in the state will once again meet at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center to compete for the title in their respective classes. The girls' tournament runs March 10th through 14th. The boys play March 17th through the 21st. Catch all the games on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com, where you'll also find up-to-the-minute scoring, stats, and brackets, the latest tournament news, and game recaps. Also, you can watch the live HD video streams of the class championships both Saturdays on Metro News Television.
The luck and skill of the Irish, they win the AA championship.
The 2026 West Virginia SSAC State High School Basketball Championships beginning March 10th, presented by Chick-fil-A, exclusively on Metro News, the voice of high school basketball in West Virginia.
Marion County School Superintendent Donna Heston says she's ready to focus on the next school year and the students after the Board of Education reconsidered her contract. Thursday, board members offered her a one-year extension to that contract.
They did come back to the table and they offered me, reconsidered a renewal. And so they did vote yesterday to do that. I am just focusing on this next year and how I can serve Marion County schools.
The board had recently declined to extend her contract, but decided to reconsider. From the Metro News Anchor Desk,
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Everybody knows it's beer o'clock. Beer o'clock. I just can't wait.
Beer o'clock.
I don't want to be late.
Beer o'clock.
You know I worked all day for.
Beer o'clock.
You know, quitting time around here is beer o'clock.
All right, here we go. 26 minutes till the hour. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it'll be 5 o'clock here in the old WV before you know it. And to that end, coming in hot, let's bring him up to the stage. Hashtag Beer Fridays, Pat Strader. Pat, how you doing this afternoon? Thanks for coming on the show, man.
I'm doing great, Dave. Happy Beer Friday.
Happy Beer Friday to you. So, Pat, where are you? Always have to check your location. Parkersburg, Beckley, Fayetteville, Charleston. Where are you, bud?
I'm in Beckley today, and Dave, I'm running the smoker right now.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. What's on the smoker?
I got some pork butt, and I'm going to do some sausage.
The fact that you have the smoker fired up, does the weather today influence that? Did you wake up this morning and said, you know, it's screaming, I got to get something going on that bad boy?
Yeah. Actually, last night I was like, you know, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and want to run the smoker, so I got everything ready to go, and buddy, it's looking pretty good.
That is awesome. Of course, this story isn't any good without pictures. So send me something on X, and I'll share it with our people who follow us on social media. Let's get to the beer business and what's going on at Short Story. Let's start there with the Bearded Weirdo.
Yeah, the Bearded Weirdo has been released by Short Story. This is in cans, and they say to expect these at both of the locations. Keep an eye out for that. But, you know, one of the things, too, that I wanted to mention, not only this Bearded Weirdo, which is a pale ale, by the way, is that Short Story is in the midst of an expansion of the Reedsville property. So lots of really exciting things going on for the team there at Short Story.
Wow, that is cool. You know, and if you go to the website for Short Story, right there on Fairmount Road in Reedsville, man, they're telling you to come on in and get one of those, the tomato soup bowl in a bread bowl. That looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. The Bearded Weirdo. Well, the guy who's holding that up, is that the actual bearded weirdo?
I'm going to assume so.
Okay.
He's got a beard and he looks kind of weird, so I'm going to go with it, Dave.
He's wearing sunglasses inside. That says something.
Yeah.
So there you go. Check out the bearded weirdo from Short Story. I'm moving on. Oh, one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs is "Hey Porter." So what's the "Hey Porter" connection with Free Folk?
Yeah, so Free Folk, not only is Ample Pizza back open for the season, they are releasing Hey Porter, and this is a porter, of course,
right?
But it's on Nitro, Dave. So, we talked about beers being on Nitro before. If you've never tried one and you happen to be in the area, get on up there. It's the perfect day to be sitting outside, have some pizza, and try this beer on Nitro.
That sounds good. And, checking their Facebook page, oh, this is adorable. They had a wild and wonderful paint party last night where people came to the location there in Hico and did paintings of their pets.
Yes.
that is really cool.
Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff.
There you go. All right, so obviously when you talk about Free Folk, we are talking about Hico, and it's on Midland Trail Road, and so that looks pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of local stuff that you're talking about today, Pat. Let's see. This is a place here in Charleston, and we've been talking about that has been in the process of opening soon. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I think for the last, 3 weeks, Dave, we've kind of kept everybody in the loop with Ursus Brew Works on Hale Street in Charleston. Well, great news, everybody. They are open. Now, this is a soft opening, so if you go in there, be patient with them as they're getting all the kinks worked out. But, they've got a lot of great things going on there. It looks like a beautiful space. I can't wait to get down there and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm looking here. So they will be open 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday for brunch. Yeah. You know what? This might be a good weekend to go check those boys out. So they're right there on Hale Street here in Charleston. Boy, I tell you what, we have got an abundance of craft breweries here, right downtown. So that is excellent. Yeah. So, the pictures, have you been in this place yet, Pat?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay.
No, I can't wait to get down there.
Yeah, let's get in there and get a first-person report going real soon. All right, tell me about what's the latest at Big Timber.
Yeah, I'll keep this one tight, but just letting everybody know that Big Timber is releasing wild and hazy brew, and they're actually doing this at the Joe in Fairmont. So if you want to try the latest beer coming from Big Timber, get on down there to the Joe. That's on Adams Street there in Fairmont.
Okay.
And give this wild and hazy a try.
Wow, that does look pretty good. Yeah, tell me a little bit about this Stouts and Serpents Brewery crawl. What's that about?
This looks really cool. You just mentioned Charleston. We're keeping it there. It's amazing to me now with Ursus being open, how many breweries we have in Charleston. Next weekend, they are having a pub crawl with Bad Shepherd, Fife, Short Story, and Ursus Brew Works. This is going to be a lot of fun. The St. Patrick's Day themed pub crawl. They're going to be hiding snakes, okay? If you find one of these, now they're not real, Dave. They're not real. But if you find one of these snakes, you can actually turn around, give it to your bartender, and you get a free drink. And if you get 4 stamps in your little passport thing, you get a free Brewers Row pint glass. So a lot of really fun stuff happening next week in Charleston.
Hey, man, you got to pace yourself. This thing's 4 hours long. Right, so just
yes,
don't get too excited in the first 30 minutes. It's going to go for a while. Wow, what a great idea! This is going to be the first one, right? First one ever?
I'm not sure. I need to look into that. But what a great idea! And it's awesome to see all the breweries working together and getting people out and about.
All right, one more stop. What's the latest at Amani?
Well, Dave, last week we were talking about, just the strength of our breweries here in West Virginia. We just talked about Short Story, with an expansion. Well, Amani over in the Eastern Panhandle, not only did they just celebrate their anniversary, but they also revealed that they are doing an expansion. Now, this is going to be an outdoor bar. They're going to have a lawn area where they're going to have live music and just, I don't know, man. This is just so exciting to see. Our brewery is just doing so well, and congratulations to the team at Amani. They've really put in the work, and it really seems to be paying off.
Amani, they're on Ropp Road right over there in Martinsburg in the Eastern Panhandle. That's good. I want to get back to the smoker just for a second. So when you announce at the house that you're going to be working on the smoker the following day, your wife's cool with that? How does your dad react? Is it like an air raid or what happens at your house when you suddenly say, you know what, the smoker is getting cranked up tomorrow?
Well, in the neighborhood, we got a lot of friendly folks that walk their dogs, and it's amazing how many of the dogs stop and take notice. But yeah, Lisa's pretty good with all of it. She just lets me do my thing. I'm pretty lucky.
That is fantastic. All right. What's in your hand or what will be there soon, Pat?
I have a couple of Big Timber IPAs left over from last weekend. I'm going to go sit on the porch and tend the coals on the smoker, and maybe I'll send you some pictures here.
Man, absolutely do that. Coop, Pat, you're an old hand at this, so I'm guessing you're not the kind of guy that's like lifting the lid all the time, right? You're not a lid lifter.
No. Yeah, if you're checking, it's not cooking. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Pat, thanks for coming on, man. Lots of good stuff as always. We appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next week at 4:33.
Thanks for having me, Dave, and happy Beer Friday.
Happy Beer Friday to you as well. Look at, Coop, I want to be like Pat Strader when I grow up. I mean, he's got it going on. He's got the smoked meat. He's an expert on craft beer in West Virginia. He did well for himself.
No doubt.
He did well for himself. And that I didn't even mention I was so excited about the smoker, I didn't even mention the pickles with his dad today.
Right, yeah.
I'll tell you what. You like the pickles?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, Linda loves those.
We always
things.
eat them all. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. All right. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day because we have a bunch of response to that. Question of the day. Question of the day. I get a question out there today about something that may have bothered you as a child, but most people grow out of it. Most people. It turns out that there are several high-profile athletes, actors, and singers who admit they're afraid of the dark. All right? You want some examples? How about Anthony Davis? Well, Anthony Davis, of course, has played for a variety of NBA teams. Now he's with the Wizards, sitting out this year. The Unibrow says he's afraid of the dark. He can't even sleep in a dark room. Something has to be on. The TV, the bathroom light, some other kind of light when he goes to bed. He blames it on scary movies, claiming that he watched too many as a kid, and it messed him up for life. Rafael Nadal. Now, he's won a host of major tennis championships, but he's afraid of the dark. And, in fact, he's been known to sleep on the sofa with the lights and the TV on because he feels nervous about the dark. Keanu Reeves. Think about that. The Matrix, John Wick, you think he's a really tough guy. He admits to being afraid of the dark. He once described it as a philosophical fear, noting that there was always some darkness hiding just beyond the surface. Katy Perry, she's famously open about her fear of the dark. She believes that there's a lot of evil things that go on in the dark. Thomas Edison, the inventor, he also had a fear of the dark. Some believe that served as a partial motivation for his invention of the light bulb. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? Do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends and family? Once again, the question is sponsored by Salango Law. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? And do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? To respond, text those in. 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, three E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Let's get a couple of text messages in here. Let's see. 843-301. Dave, naturally not scared of the dark. I believe in a flashlight in my right for my safety and yours. All right. Here's one more. 304-951. Hey, guys, I was never afraid of the dark, but as a child, I had to leave the closet doors closed. I was afraid something would come out of the closet and get me. I still close the bathroom and closet doors when I go to bed. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Let's see. 304-237. Dave, the only dark I'm afraid of is the dark hole of spring cleaning. Yeah, we were talking about spring cleaning yesterday on the show. That was the basis of the question of the day. That can be a little scary. We have a bunch of response to this. We'll get into more of these in the 5 o'clock hour, but let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll open up the On the State file. Stay tuned.
Starting March 10th, MetroNews brings you the 2026 West Virginia SSAC High School Basketball Championships presented by Chick-fil-A.
First title for Spring Mills and boys basketball.
The best teams in the state will once again meet at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center to compete for the title in their respective classes. The girls' tournament runs March 10th through 14th. The boys play March 17th through the 21st. Catch all the games on the MetroNews Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com, where you'll also find up-to-the-minute scoring, stats, and brackets, the latest tournament news, and game recaps. Also, you can watch the live HD video streams of the class championships both Saturdays on MetroNews Television.
The luck and skill of the Irish, they win the AA championship.
The 2026 West Virginia SSAC State High School Basketball Championships beginning March 10th, presented by Chick-fil-A, exclusively on MetroNews, the voice of high school basketball in West Virginia. MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
All right, welcome back to the show, and it is time now to crack open the On This Date file. We'll start with the birthdays, and we'll start with the sports birthdays, as always. Eric Sleepy Floyd from Georgetown, 66 years old today. Jamal Anderson, what a good running back for the Atlanta Falcons, 54. Shaquille O'Neal, four-time NBA champ, three-time NBA Finals MVP, 54 years old. From the world of entertainment, Connie Britton, 59. Tom Arnold, 67 years old today. Alan Greenspan, the former Fed chairman, is 100 years old today. Oh, wow. So Tyler, the Creator, 35 years old today. Birth anniversaries. This would have been Rob Reiner's birthday. Rob Reiner, of course, murdered in December of 2025. He would have been 78 years old today. 79 years old today. And Willie Stargell, Pops of the Pirates, born on this date in 1940. He died in 2001. Seven-time All-Star, former National League co-MVP. Let's flash back to 1979, National League Championship Series, Game 1 against the Reds. Stargell at the plate in the 11th inning.
Infield up at double play depth. The pitch to Stargell, a high, deep drive. Hit back into deep right center, and it's going to be out of here for a 3-run home run. Willie Stargell explodes one out of here to deep right center field. And with two teammates aboard, the Pittsburgh Pirates jump out in front 5-2. The Pirate dugout erupting as Stargell hit a patented Willie Stargell home run. He got it up in the air, and a 3-run home run to send the Pirates out in front by 3 runs.
Willie Stargell, born on this date in 1940. On this date in 1970, the Beatles released Let It Be in the UK.
Let it be. The whole Let It Be project was really to see it work in progress, to see the Beatles working.
I think the original idea was Paul's idea to do a live album.
'Cause you're sweet and lovely, girl. I love you. Because you're sweet and lovely, girl. It's true.
I think it shows on the record that when we were excited, the track's excited. We all put in 1,000%.
There you go. Beatles released Let It Be on this date in 1970 in the UK. And on this date in 1981, Walter Cronkite signs off as the anchorman of the CBS Evening News.
This is my last broadcast as the anchorman of the CBS Evening News. For me, it's a moment for which I long have planned, but which nevertheless comes with some sadness. For almost 2 decades, after all, we've been meeting like this in the evenings, and I'll miss that. But those who have made anything of this departure, I'm afraid, have made too much. This is but a transition, a passing of the baton. A great broadcaster and gentleman, Doug Edwards, preceded me in this job, and another, Dan Rather, will follow.
And our musical birthday to the break today, David Gilmour of Pink Floyd is 80. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. Westbanco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when 2 champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. WVU basketball tonight at 8 o'clock at the Hope Coliseum. Mountaineers hosting UCF. Mountaineers a 3.5-point favorite in that game. Sunbelt Conference women's basketball tournament. Marshall season comes to an end today. Upset by South Alabama 73-58. College baseball going to the bottom of the ninth in Morgantown. Columbia leads WVU 7-4. Top of the hour, Marshall will host St. Bonaventure, and it's a home opener for Marshall women's softball this afternoon. 6-1 the final. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, you know, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out.
Something you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian who...
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here, is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bounced him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. 5:06 in the afternoon. One more hour to go on this edition of Metro News Hotline. Friday edition, so you know we got to get the fanfare in there. It's going to be a busy hour. Brad Howe's going to be here to talk about some basketball, WVU, and the Mountain East Conference. We'll play in or out. Aristotle Jones at the bottom of the hour.
Solo cup, I'd fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Soul. Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a new romance.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday play.
All right, there you go. Friday fanfare makes the weekend official here in West Virginia. Sounding pretty good. We'll let you know we're keeping our eye on a couple of things that are happening right now. It's been a busy day in terms of college sports. We've got Marshall opening up a series with St. Bonaventure at the top of the hour. WVU is down to their last out in their series opening game with the Columbia Lions from the Ivy League in Morgantown at the moment. 7-4. Mountaineers have a runner at third with 2 outs. They need to get another runner on base to bring the tying run to the plate. But 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Columbia leads WVU 7-4. All right, our question of the day today. There are several high-profile athletes, actors, and singers who admit to being afraid of the dark. Here's the hotline question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Were you afraid of the dark as a child, and do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? You can share that. We'll keep your secrets. Oh, what are you talking about? We're going to exploit those.
Always, every chance we get.
That's, we're going to just do that for ratings. That's kind of what we do.
Us. It's just between us.
Just between friends here. So the question of the day, were you afraid of the dark as a child? And do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? You can text those in, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. Mountain Mama on X, Dave, like so many kids who grew up in the 90s, I was afraid of Zeke the plumber. Oh, and she sends me a little gif. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Pretty scary. Jennings weighed in on this. He goes, no, but I did have a small nightlight so I could see to get to the bathroom in the middle of the night. The only fear I had as a kid was any holiday decoration that was plugged into the wall. Let's just say one of those pumpkins that lit up gave me a shock when I unplugged it. Oh, okay. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. All right, let me get and the Mountaineer game is now over. Mountaineer game is now over. And West Virginia loses to Columbia 7-4. All right, let me bring Brad Howe into the conversation, who's had a busy day. How you doing today, Brad?
Hello, Dave. Doing great, thanks. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you as well. You know what? Before we talk about the WVU game tonight against UCF, which is now less than 3 hours away, 8 o'clock start tonight at the Hope Coliseum. Let's give me a little bit of a scene setter on what went down today in the Mountain East Conference. You were on the call with Fairmont and Frostburg State. The Falcons won that game, 80-77. What did you think of the game? How did it break down?
Heck of a game. Fairmont had won the previous 2 meetings against Frostburg State, including the last regular season game back on Saturday. But we had a heck of a ball game there. Came down to literally the final shot of the game. MEC Player of the Year Trey Simmons from Frostburg State had a layup going to the basket. It was a great defensive contest by Zykeas Dobbs, the former Fairmont senior standout, and it caused the miss, and Fairmont was able to come back from a halftime deficit and get the win and advance on. But it was a heck of a way to start the quarterfinal round for the men up in Wheeling today.
So I got to say I was a little bit surprised by the other quarterfinal game And the ease in which Concord beat Wheeling, the third seed, the Mountain Lions took them out 96-71. Did that surprise you as well?
Yeah, it did for a couple reasons. The one that it didn't is just Todd May and Concord are really good in that tournament. 8 of 10 years under him, they've gone up and won at least one tournament. So that's a really good team that likes to play in Wheeling. But I was surprised because Wheeling University had such an unbelievable season. Chris Richardson, the coach of the year, and Aiden Gall, the freshman of the year, the transfer from Wisconsin Green Bay. And they were much improved, Dave. And I saw them firsthand in the opener exhibition game against West Virginia. You could tell right away that Wheeling was going to be much improved, and they were getting that 3 seed. But it was just not their day today, as Concord was absolutely outstanding, winning that game in easy fashion, quite frankly. So, yeah, so one really awesome game to start the tournament, and then maybe the surprise of the tournament there in Game 2, as half of the games are in the book now.
So 2 more games tonight. You've got the Senators of D&E taking on West Liberty, and the tournament is in Wheeling, so they'll have lots of fans there today. And Glenville and UC, the University of Charleston, that'll be the late game tonight. All right, let's talk about the Mountaineer game against UCF that's coming in to the Coliseum in just a couple of hours. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting game. I mean, West Virginia's coming off a disappointing loss at K-State, and UCF has been struggling too. They've lost 2 in a row, a couple of tough losses, a couple of tight losses for the Knights. What do you think of that game?
Yeah, I'm interested to see this one. First and foremost, West Virginia in these spots has been really good most of the year. It's been a really resilient group that has bounced back when it's had to, and you're certainly looking for that tonight. Should be a great crowd. The game is sold out. It's senior night here to honor those 6 seniors that have come in this year and first year under Ross Hodge. So I'm hoping for a good turnout here from the Mountaineer fans that have already purchased the tickets. In terms of on the court, anxious to watch this one. I thought West Virginia had one of its better games on the road in Orlando against UCF and getting the win back on Valentine's Day. And you just had multiple offensive efforts that helped carry you through. Jasper Floyd with 17 points in that game. Honor Huff with 21 to lead all scores. There were 4 Mountaineers in double figures. And defensively, it was just an outstanding effort by the Mountaineers in that one. Jasper Floyd really handled Themis Folks, the talented point guard from UCF. So you're hopeful that you can reprise both of those things, both offensively and then defensively. One thing to watch out for tonight, JaMychal Stillwell did not play in that game in Orlando, one of the very talented frontline players for the Knights. And so that's something to watch tonight. We just saw in the last game against Kansas State a similar situation. Kamari McGriff did not play in the first meeting between WVU and K-State. He did in the second, and he was a massive factor back on Tuesday, scoring 18 points. So let's hope that was a one-off and that Stillwell doesn't come in and have a good night tonight.
Now let's talk a little bit about the 3-point shooting, and that's really been – it's funny. I'm still trying to get used to the Johnny Dawkins style of basketball at UCF where they're more offensive-minded than defensive-minded. I always thought he was a defensive-minded coach, but that's kind of changed the last couple of years. They shoot the 3 really well. 38% from outside the arc. So that's going to be a key for West Virginia's defense tonight, not giving them any good looks outside the arc.
Yeah, and West Virginia was very good in both parts. It completely shut down the lane on them in the first meeting, and they couldn't make a shot from the outside, just 33%, 6 of 18 from distance. So just overall, just a great defensive performance. And again, it starts out front. If Jasper Floyd can keep Folks under control, which he did in the first meeting, Folks had a game-high 6 turnovers, and that was one of the big factors in that game, and just contested and forced difficult 3-point shots. So we'll see how that goes today. Another big factor is Harlan Obioha, Dave, and he was tremendous in the first meeting down in Orlando as well on the defensive end in terms of closing off the potential pick and roll that UCF likes to run, still getting back to protect the rim. So you're going to need a good defensive effort tonight against, you're right, I'm with you on the Johnny Dawkins defensive team versus offensive team. That's really a recent switch, and it's this season that they've switched over to being really talented on the offensive end, kind of lose their way a little bit defensively, and let's hope that holds tonight here at Hope Coliseum.
Yeah, I want to just expound on that just a little bit. I mean, when you get into the interior of that UCF defense, you've got Bowl on the back end. He's 7'2". He's a shot blocker. But, hey, you've looked at these stats up and down. You know them better than I do. I mean, the UCF's interior defense, for whatever reason, has just not been very good. When teams get into the paint, they light them up. Can West Virginia take advantage of that? Maybe you talked about Obioha on the defensive end of the floor in the last meeting. This might be a good opportunity for him to get a couple of buckets tonight.
Yeah, it might be Bilo, too. Bilo really worked them over in the paint last game, especially in the second half. And, you're dead on with your analysis there, Dave. And Bull blocked, I think he had 4 blocks against West Virginia in the first meeting. I thought he was very good. He doesn't block as many shots, though, as you would think for being that big, but he did against West Virginia. I thought he was a difficult presence inside against the Mountaineers, but once you got him up in the air sliding over to the ball, it really opened that lane, and that's what got West Virginia going in the second half in Orlando, their ability to attack the rim and attack the lane on UCF. So I'm hopeful that happens again today. I do think that's where Stillwell helps strengthen them a little bit inside as well, not necessarily as a shot blocker, but just an interior presence to go along with Bull when he's in there as well.
And I'll let you go after this because I appreciate your time. You've already called one game and you're going to call another one here in a couple of hours. But, senior nights can be kind of funky, right? I mean, they were funky in the old days when players would be in your program for 4 or 5 years. Now guys come in, they have 1 year of eligibility, but it is still senior night. And sometimes you see coaches play odd combinations. They like to maybe start all seniors. Will there be any of that? I mean, will there be a pregame ceremony for seniors? What's going on in this transfer portal era on senior night?
Yeah, it is a little different, and I always go back to, I'm one of those guys after spending so many years working in the athletic department. I love senior night. It's one of my favorite nights.
Sure.
And yes, it's a little bit different now. It's not the guys that you've seen for 4 years. I'll never forget Alex Ruoff coming down the carpet in tears on his senior night, and had a really tough shooting performance, so you could tell the emotions got the better of him. It's still in this new era, though, Dave. I'm so appreciative of this senior class of guys that chose and decided to come to West Virginia. A lot of them had options to go wherever they wanted around this country, and they chose to West Virginia. So I'm excited to come in and watch them and honor them and thank them, even if it was just 1 year, just thank them for being Mountaineers. So I don't know that the emotions are as high as they were when you saw guys play 4 years, but I still think it'll be a fun night inside the Coliseum.
And talking about the NCAA tournament, I mean, UCF is in a situation where they've lost a couple of games in a row. They don't want to lose to West Virginia on the road and take that into the tournament.
No, they definitely don't, Dave, and that's what we'll have to see. This has been such a league where the home court advantage has been so valuable. Can you get more win out of it? You just don't know how teams are going to travel, and this UCF team has a tendency when they get down, you can see some bad body language seep in. So that's what I'm hoping to see tonight. This style of play that West Virginia plays is the exact opposite of what UCF wants to do, and that really showed up in Orlando. By the end of that game, you could see the frustration. It was very visible on the faces of these Knights players. So if you're the Mountaineers, you hope to do that again. Patient offensively, guard them, make it really difficult offensively, be physical with them, and hope that you can be the winner here at the end of the night on senior night.
Brad, thanks for your time. Have a great call on the game tonight, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
All right, Brad Howe, co-host of Sportsline, and he's had a busy day on coverage of the Mountain East tournament in Wheeling, and we'll be doing the radio analysis on the Mountaineer game tonight against UCF at the Coliseum. All right, we'll take a break and come back and play in or out in just a moment.
Hotline with Dave Weekley will return on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your experience, cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirchhoff. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia. The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. Westbanco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when 2 champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
By the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
All right, welcome back to the show, 524. Here until 6 o'clock on MetroNews Hotline. Aristotle Jones coming up in about 10 minutes.
On the phone.
On the phone? What?
On the phone.
What? Did we have to send a car for him? Or?
I guess I forgot to send a limo service.
All right. Well, you know us. We'll just let that slide.
Yeah. Well,
we won't even mention it.
What do we care? Yeah,
won't even mention it.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. Let's play in or out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out, ironically enough. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
You know what today's the anniversary of?
No.
The day that Nabisco rolled out the Oreo.
Oh.
The Oreo
How did I miss that?
rolled out on this day in 1912.
Rolled out.
It was originally called the Oreo Biscuit, renamed the Oreo Cream Sandwich in 1958. When Oreos were first introduced in 1912, they were a product that was set to compete with Hydrox.
Mm-hmm.
So the war between Oreos and Hydrox has literally been going on for over 100 years.
What is Hydrox?
Hydrox is a sandwich cookie.
It's the original Oreo, basically.
Yeah, it's basically it's the template for an Oreo.
Must have been before my time. Like
it's before everybody's time.
It's still there. They're still around. They're still around. It's still around. But we're talking about the Oreo today, Coop. In or out?
So I'm assuming from this setup, we're talking about the plain vanilla and chocolate Oreo. The chocolate cookie with the vanilla cream stuffed on the inside. That is the perfect cookie. As far as the mass purchase of cookies goes, the Oreo cannot be any better. The plain Oreo or double stuffed, as Ryan I'm sure will bring up,
yes,
cannot be any better. That's a perfect cookie. I'm in.
Perfect cookie. All right, Ryan. Oreo. In or out?
You know, I saw a video the other day. It was a guy reviewing every flavor of Oreo that exists right now. Took him 45 minutes to get through all of them. That's pretty long for a YouTube video. But like Coop said, the perfect cream to cookie ratio in Oreo is encapsulated in the double stuffed Oreo. That's the perfect one. And so I got to be in.
So you are more a fan of the double stuff than the classic?
It's not just about being a fan of it. It's about being objectively correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Oreo's awesome. Well, let's be honest. It's awesome. But what I don't like is when I go to Kroger and I'm looking for the classic.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't, and they've got every other variety.
they
and
got
people are just, they've bought all the classic.
Yeah, they got like the Miley Cyrus and the Elmo and all this stuff. It's like all you want is just a stinking Oreo.
Couldn't you have maybe just had one more package of classic and not the mint or whatever?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just moaning and groaning on my part.
I
I'm
hear
in.
you. Yeah,
Absolutely
you gotta be
in.
in.
All right, gut reaction is next. Oh, this is a good story because it was on this date in 2012 that Rebecca Sprite of Dakota City, Nebraska, sold a McDonald's Chicken McNugget that resembled President George Washington for $8,100 on eBay. She had kept that McNugget in her freezer for 3 years before deciding to sell it. That happened on this date in 2012. A McNugget worth $8,100. In or out?
Yeah, I'm definitely out on this. I mean, this is like looking in clouds and being able to come up with shapes. I mean, where our brains are hardwired to come up with patterns and things that we recognize, and that somebody paid for seeing what they wanted to see in a chicken nugget is really dumb. So yeah, I'm kind of out on that.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what other personality that would be on a chicken McNugget would be worth more than $8,100?
Jesus.
But people see that in everything, right? I mean, this must have really resembled the father of our country to be worth $8,100. A chicken McNugget worth $8,100, in or out?
I'm sure there's a person out there who will pay more money for regular McNuggets,
No, it's true. If you're hungry enough, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess I'll be in.
Gonna be in. Coop, I'm with you. I'm absolutely out on this. No chicken.
I mean,
no single McNugget is worth $8,100.
You're just paying $8,100 for the definition of pareidolia. Just like pattern recognition. That's all that it is.
Did the person who buy it then eat it? Or was it too old?
Oh, it's got to be too old. It's got to be too old. Now you could. What if you had a McNugget that had like the formula of something stamped into it? Like a gold making formula or something like that.
That would be, and it would be more impressive if it was like the Flying WV too, like something with angles.
Yeah,
and, something that really looked different than what a chicken McNugget would look like.
All right, finally and quickly, this one's about a celebrity. Kaylee Kuko is going to headline the HBO Max drama pilot "How to Survive Without Me," starring Ray Romano and Joshua Jackson. You're getting some pretty heavyweights in there. Kaylee Kuko, in or out?
Was she Penny on The Big Bang Theory?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
If you know, I got to be in.
Yeah. Ryan, Kaylee Kuko, in or out?
I liked her voice work in the Harley Quinn series on HBO. She was good.
Oh, you're right. She was.
Ryan, for extra credit, her age?
48.
Coop?
44.
40.
Oh,
40. All right, I'm going to be in.
Is she mad?
Oh, now she's really mad. All right, let's take a break. Aristotle Jones is next. This is MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. A bill aiming to change the minimum public instructional requirement from days to hours was advanced today by the House Education Committee. The Senate sent the bill over that would have changed the requirement from 180 days to 900 hours. However, the committee increased the hours from the 900 to 954 before passing it. Fayette County Delegate Elliot Pritt said his teaching coworkers wanted him to support it.
My entire school board and my county superintendent have requested that I do vote for this bill. So I'm going to vote for the bill.
The full House will consider the bill. However, if passed, it will be sent back to the Senate for them to consider the changes made. The 130th Airlift Wing completed their first mission with their new C-130J aircraft when the members returned home Thursday. The plane was used to ferry materials and supplies as well as for diplomatic missions in remote areas around the Horn of Africa. The crew was deployed for nearly 4 months in the area for the mission. Commander of the 130th Airlift Wing, Colonel Richard Schweitzer, says, as usual, the crew served professionally.
We heard outstanding stories about individual efforts, people having to use a little bit of West Virginia ingenuity on the fly to make sure things got done. But, typically we're just going to move people, parts, and things around the area of operations as they're needed in order to execute the mission.
You can read more at wvmetronews.com. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. Events are changing rapidly in the war with Iran, and the outcome of the fight is uncertain. It can be hard to know from day to day, even hour to hour, just what to know about this critical moment in our history. So join me and my guest this coming Monday for a special edition of the second hour of Talkline from 11 to 12, and together we'll try to better understand this seminal event and what it means for our country and our world. That's the second hour of Talkline, 11 to 12 Monday on these Metro News radio stations.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorne, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Putnam County Sheriff Bobby Eggleton says Angela Bourne, the woman who was killed in the fiery crash on Interstate 64 near Hurricane Thursday, was well known in the Putnam and Connaught areas.
Angela was known for her strawberries, her strawberry farm, and many other things, and just a salt of the earth lady.
Bourne was hit by an out-of-control driver who was running from police. Joseph Ellswick, the suspect in the case, reportedly stole his grandmother's car and wouldn't stop for police. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Morgan Pemberton.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. A couple of things that have happened in the last couple of minutes that you need to know about. That includes Marshall softball. Marshall softball beating Akron, home opener today in Huntington, 9-1 the final. Marshall women's basketball not as lucky today in the first game in Pensacola that they've taken part in the fourth round. Marshall was the 5 seed going in against South Alabama, and they never really got it together today. They lose to the Jaguars of USA 73-58, so Marshall's basketball season, women's basketball season, is over. The Herd only 31% from the field today in women's hoops, 8 of 37 from outside the arc, so the shots were not going down. College baseball this afternoon, West Virginia was a loser, opening a weekend set with the Lions of Columbia from the Ivy League, 7-4. Columbia put up a 5 spot in the second inning, a big crooked number, and that was basically the uphill climb that WVU never really got over the hump there. So 2 more games in this series with Columbia, but they lose today in Morgantown, the final 7-4. Question of the day. Let's do a reset on this one more time, and we'll get some responses after our next commercial break. There are several high-profile athletes, actors, and singers who admit to being afraid of the dark. So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Were you afraid of the dark as a child? Do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? Were you afraid of the dark as a child? Do you have a fear that you're ashamed to admit to anyone beyond your closest friends or family? The text line here is 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. You can reach me on X2 at Weekley, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, one word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. By the way, Major League Baseball, Pirates had a split squad, and they lost 2 games today. In Bradenton, the Phillies put it on the Bucks 14-10, and the other split squad gang of Pirates went over to Dunedin to play the Blue Jays, and the Jays won that game 9-2. And let's see, what's going on with the Reds? The Reds were losing to the Giants in Arizona, and they're continuing to lose. Top of the 8th inning, San Francisco leads Cincinnati 6-1. But you know what it's time for, Coop? It's time to bring Aristotle Jones to the stage. So let's hit the open. Let's get this thing going.
Oh, the West Virginia
yeah. If you know, you know. Aristotle Jones, sounds good, West Virginia. Aristotle, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. I love it.
Yeah, 80 degrees here in Charleston, man. Pretty nice.
Not too bad for March.
Yeah, you got that right. You got that right, man. One of the things I love about your show that you do on Saturday with many of the affiliates that carry our program and that we talk about in this segment is not only do you put the spotlight on musical talent that deserves it, but places in our state where we can actually go to hear live music. So let's start there.
Well, you're absolutely right, because the way I feel is when you go to these places, you see friendly faces, and if you don't know, you don't go. So we're going to talk about Gene's Beer Garden this week.
Nice.
It's a place where you see on ESPN and after the game all these people wearing hats that say Gene's Beer Garden. You might see somebody out and doing a interview, a famous person, and you say, well, how do they know about this place? Well, let's face it, Gene's is legendary. It's a lively pub-style dive bar. What was that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's a lively pub-style dive bar. There's nothing too fancy about it, but that's the charm of the place. Gene's place hosts a ton of acoustic acts and full bands, and it's become a stop for a lot of touring acts that come through. So you'd be surprised who's played Gene's. And it's a great place to sit down, grab a West Virginia dog with some slaw, mustard, and chili and or sauce, and you can get yourself a loaded pepperoni roll and rock out. So if you're in South Park area, First Ward of Morgantown, stop by Gene's Beer Garden.
Coop, when I was a WVU student back in the 70s, if you needed parlay cards, they would always be there. Back in the day, you would always get your parlay cards at Gene's. That was back in the old days, you know, back in the day. What's our good sound of the week?
Well, our good sound of the week is coming from Monster Lung. I'm officially naming him the godfather of Appalachian hip-hop because he was around in the early 2000s and the 90s just crafting and catering and working with artists to produce some really great music. He's been behind the scenes as a producer. He's been up front as an artist and a performer on stage. Now he's expanding his reach into videography and storytelling. He also has the Norman Jordan Academy for the Arts, a youth arts program he runs during the summer. And he's just going to continue on celebrating his Appalachian roots through music. And today, he's just letting everybody know to keep creating because we're going to share his song, Need Your Art. So here's Monster Lung with Need Your Art.
Need Your Art. Coop, we don't have it? Oh, here we go.
More than ever, yo, we need your art. They're trying to unmotivate and steal your heart. Don't forget we provide that spark. More than ever, yo, we need your art. Yes, we do. More than ever, yo, we need your art. And make it raw like back in the bar. Provide the light when they try to spray dark. More than ever, yo, we need your art. Yes, for those nights with the words, it's time to start crafting. You know the ones with the message in their captions. This ain't the time to slack, it's time to take action. Reflect the times in their rhymes when they rapping. Make it happen, somebody's gotta do it. We need leaders who can teach through music. Be the example, let them know they're not alone. Over break beats, samples, and a microphone.
There you go. There you go. The godfather of Appalachian hip-hop. That's outstanding.
I'm glad you like it.
I do.
He brings the heat. He worked with 66240. He was the producer behind the Golden Blue Anthem. So, like I said, he's been in the hip-hop scene in West Virginia just for so long. I'm happy to give a little love to Monster Lung.
There you go. Hey, what are the details on the Mountain State Music Showcase?
So coming up March 13th, 7 p.m., right there in Charleston, the Folklore Music Exchange. They do a really cool concert series with Daily 304 called the Mountain State Music Showcase. For the March edition, they've got Charleston-based alternative hip-hop group Dinosaur Burbs. And they describe their music as equal parts cosmic, terrestrial, fun, and self-deprecating. And they're also going to be joined by B-Dub, who's an alternative rap artist who was raised in Georgia but now lives in Charleston. And because in Morgantown we're doing the West Virginia Hunting, Fishing, and Outdoor Sports Show this weekend, I wanted to play a song that really talked to the outdoors. But if you want to catch out Dinosaur Burbs in Charleston for the showcase, Don't forget to go there. The door cost is free, just a donation. And here's Dinosaur Burps with their outdoorsy song, Driftwood.
All right, let's have it.
Come get an earful from that cheerful weird dude with the bare bones, snake skins, and the deer skulls. Beat the riding real, yes, I got the proper skill. It's slick on them rocks, but I don't let the bottle spill. Cave dwellers get a gander at the gully, wash the gully river, sipper, go gulp your own holy water. Smallies in the walleye, the carpet trout. Your own catfish, you know you always had the largest mouth. Dipping and diving, and I got the snorkel and goggles, pulling up petrified wood and ancient coral fossils. Biting on the Helga mice, and no, I'm not surprised. Later in the month, they'll gobble up them Dobson flies. Pepper punk and Mr. Twister cast into the souls. Light the fire, wouldn't slap and pass up on them coals. Society often sucks, yes, this is how you live good. Let's go on a creek walk and gather up some driftwood.
Nice. Coop, was this a hip-hop edition of Aristotle Jones' segment for this week?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Good job.
Yeah. You didn't think, I mean, when they talk about Appalachian hip-hop, Monster Lung inspired guys like Dinosaur Burps, and they're going around doing hip-hop music that's just talking about taking a creek walk and enjoying nature in West Virginia. What are you talking about? Don't get more Appalachian than that.
I think that sounds great. Hey, man, good stuff as always. For people who want to get in touch with you to get more publicity for their bands, maybe a son, daughter, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, how do they do it?
Well, I know everybody's been in the studio all winter long. Spring is here, so send me your music, and I want to put it out there. As the weather heats up, I want to play these hot tunes you guys are cranking out. So send your music to soundsgood at wvradio.com or aristotlejones.com. You can send me a message there, and I will play it. Dave will jam to it, and Coop will even get down to.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. Aristotle, thanks for coming on the show, man. Talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week.
All right, Aristotle Jones. Hey, quick reminder that the state's premier outdoor sports show is back and bigger than ever. The 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am returns to Milan Park in Morgantown tomorrow and Sunday with over 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, over 200 vendors all under one roof. Complete details at wvoutdoorsportsshow.com, a WVRC media event. Coop, I'm guessing that Chris Lawrence will be all over this, right? He's locked and loaded.
You think so?
No pun intended.
Yeah, Chris is involved.
He'll be all over it. All right.
Elvis of the outdoors. You got to.
The Elvis of the outdoors. All right. Time now to get Jeff Jenkins in here with today's edition of the Capitol Report.
This is the Metro News Capitol Report, brought to you by AARP West Virginia. AARP is your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia and learn more at aarp.org/WV. Today's report in 60 seconds.
AARP is your wise friend and fierce defender as you age. Life changes fast, and so do the challenges. Scams are getting more sophisticated, and caring for loved ones can feel overwhelming. That's why AARP is here. We're working to help you protect your hard-earned money, sharing tips and tools to help you spot frauds and scams. Every day we're supporting family caregivers and fighting for things like expanded, affordable, high-speed internet service and ensuring access to home and community-based services that are so critical to family caregivers. With 250,000 members in communities throughout the Mountain State, AARP is your trusted advocate at the state capitol and beyond, fighting for policies that make life better for older adults and their families. Everyone in the Mountain State needs someone in their corner. That someone is AARP. For more information, connect with us on social media at AARP West Virginia or find us online at aarp.org/WV.
State Senate President Randy Smith out with a statement today saying there were problems with that machine gun bill that passed the Senate Judiciary Committee earlier this week, and he stopped it from reaching the floor of the Senate before crossover day. Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhaney says the measure had timing and other problems.
Very last second, I think even the lawyers in the legislature questioned the constitutionality of this bill, and it was just very last second. So Senator Smith saying that he is taking, the buck stops with him.
The bill that was seeking to legalize the sale of machine guns was never voted on by the full Senate. House of Delegates Education Committee today approving a bill that would allow county school districts to change their school calendars from days to hours. Fayette County Delegate Elliott Pritt, a school teacher, says he has some concerns about the bill, but those don't outweigh what he's heard from the people back home.
I have very rarely heard from so many of my coworkers and board members back home on a bill, and I have not heard a single one ask me to vote no.
Now, the House committee has made major changes to this Senate bill. Read more at our website. I'm Jeff Jenkins on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament presented by the Health Plan is back at Wheeling's West Banco Arena, March 4th through the 8th. Past men's basketball national finalists West Liberty and Fairmont State, and 2022 women's basketball national champion Glenville State will be featured from the highest scoring NCAA Division II basketball conference in the country. Visit westbancoarena.com for advanced tickets and Tournament Central at mountaineast.org for tournament information, stories, results, event schedule, streaming, and television broadcast information. Join us for the Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships presented by the Health Plan, March 4th through the 8th at West Banco Arena in Wheeling.
Hotline with Dave Weekley will return on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kurtzville. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. West Banco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when two champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
All right, welcome back. Relatively short segment here. Coop, I'm going to do my best to try to get everything covered here in sports in the next 3 minutes.
Oh, good luck.
So we'll start the clock. So WVU basketball tonight. Senior night for the Mountaineers. They host the Knights of UCF, who have lost 2 games in a row. That game tips at 8. It's on CBS Sports Network, and WVU is a 3.5-point favorite in the game. The Mountain East men's quarterfinals. 2 games in the books, 2 more to come tonight. Earlier today, Fairmont State held off Frostburg, 80-77. So the Falcons are into the semifinals. The 3rd seed in the tournament, Wheeling, was upset by Concord, 96-71. Surprising lopsided score there. Tonight, top of the hour, D&E and West Liberty tip it off. The University of Charleston plays the late game tonight against Glenville. One other game I don't want to sleep on. It's the basketball battle of the bricks tonight. For our listeners who are in Parkersburg, they know all about this. So the Miami Redhawks are in Ohio to take on the Bobcats tonight at the Convo. A lot of stuff going on here. Miami is 30-0. If they win this game in Ohio tonight, they'll only be the 11th team in the history of college basketball to win all of their regular season games before going into the postseason. But this is a bitter rivalry, and Ohio has had the better of it in Athens in recent years. Take this into consideration, that Miami has not won a game at Ohio in 15 years. The Bobcats have won their game with Miami at the Convo 14 years in a row. So Miami needs to win this game to be 31-0 going into the MAC tournament. Ohio is trying to stand in the way of that. So that should be a pretty good game. That is at 9 o'clock tonight on ESPN2. Women's basketball. Marshall has been eliminated in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. They were losers to the 12th seed today. Marshall was a 5 seed. They lose to South Alabama 73-58. WVU women's basketball, they're in action tonight in about a half an hour in the Big 12 tournament against Arizona State. Arizona State advanced to this game by beating Iowa State last night. College baseball. WVU loses their first game in their series with Columbia today, 7-4. The Lions scored 5 runs in the second inning. That was the big outburst for Columbia, and the WVU was unable to overcome that. Marshall baseball. Marshall will host St. Bonaventure. First pitch coming up in about 10 minutes. Softball today. Home opener for Marshall softball. They beat Akron 9-1. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. They have just started a game with Canisius at Dot Hicks Field. There is no score in the first inning. Major League Baseball. The Pirates lost split squad games to the Phillies in Bradenton and to the Jays in Dunedin this afternoon. 14-10 to Philadelphia, 9-2 to Toronto in Dunedin. The Reds continue to trail the Giants 6-3. They're in the 8th inning in Arizona. And Team USA in the World Baseball Classic plays their first game tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox against Brazil. I think I did it. I think that's it.
Ding, 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 ding,
I think that's it.
Congratulations.
All right, we'll take a break, and we're back to wrap it for the day and the week in a moment.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Discover the WVRC Media app, your gateway to pristine audio for every WVRC radio station across West Virginia. Download it for free from the Apple or Play stores and enjoy the best music, talk, and local news from Beckley to Morgantown, Charleston to Martinsburg. Our stations are locally programmed, delivering the finest music and robust local news and sports coverage. Experience West Virginia radio like never before. The WVRC Media app. We're proud to live here, too.
The YMCA is just a starting line.
For the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity in unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Listen, I'm a West Virginian through and through. Grew up in Bridgeport, 35 years in the Charleston area. Rooted for the Mountaineers since, well, let's not talk ages. You won't find a bigger fan of our teams, but they get called out when they deserve it. MetroNews Hotline is the same for everything. Movies, music, local happenings, my inside knowledge, and occasional rants. Meet Coop's sharp humor, guaranteed to spark good talk radio. Think you can keep up? We're your afternoon anecdote to the ordinary on weekdays 3 to 6 on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the show today. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline is on the other side. My name is Dave Weekley. I will talk to you on Monday, beginning at 3:06, right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.